Stars among stars, other idols acknowledge Jungkook as the gold standard of K-pop. Hello ARMY. In this world, some stars are simply born. And some stars are created through hard work, tears, and an iron will. But only a few can combine it all, natural talent, relentless effort, and a pure heart, to become truly irreplaceable. Someone not only admired by fans, but also deeply respected, even revered, by fellow idols. Today, we dive into the extraordinary journey of such a star. A figure known as the golden standard of K-pop. Someone even other idols look up to with awe. He is Jungkook. The beginning of a dream. In a quiet corner of Busan, there was a young boy with a simple dream. To sing. To dance. To make people smile through music. Few knew that from a very young age, Jungkook already showed something different. Something more. Not just a voice gifted by the heavens. Not just an innate talent for dance. But a sincerity in everything he did. Even before the world knew his name, Jungkook was already hinting at greatness. And he understood. If he wanted to make his dreams come true, he needed to take a bold step. A step that would change his entire life. Journey into the unknown. At an age far too young for most, Jungkook left behind everything he knew. Family. Friends. His hometown. Heading to Seoul. Heading into uncertainty. Imagine a small boy, lost amidst towering skyscrapers, trying to find his place in a harsh, unforgiving world. No guarantees. No promises. Only a dream, an extraordinary courage. And this is where Jungkook's journey truly began, as a trainee. Loneliness, tears, and determination. Being a trainee was not a glamorous story. Every day was a test. Every hour filled with sweat, pain, and sometimes, despair. Yet even when exhausted, even when tempted to give up, Jungkook pressed on. He knew that to reach the stars, he would have to fall thousands of times first. Many nights he trained alone, crying silently. But every morning, he picked himself up and started again. This is the mentality that set Jungkook apart. This is the foundation of the figure millions now admire. Debut and early struggles. When Jungkook finally debuted with BTS in 2013, the world didn't immediately welcome them. They were a group from a small agency. No big media backing. No powerful connections. All they had was their music. And an unbreakable will. BTS fought hard for recognition. Every performance was a battle. Every comeback, a test. And amidst it all, Jungkook, the youngest member, grew at an astonishing pace. The turning point, birth of the golden maknae. Gradually, people began to notice Jungkook's stable vocals even while dancing. His precise and expressive dance skills. His athleticism, martial arts, visual art talents. It seemed there was nothing he couldn't do. Thus, the nickname was born. Golden maknae. The golden youngest. A name that sparkled with admiration. A name that seemed to capture the essence of perfection. But behind that shining title lay something deeper. An extraordinary amount of unseen hard work. Silent battles fought away from the camera flashes. Tears shed in lonely practice rooms. Moments of doubt, moments of fear, swallowed in silence. Because behind the legend was still a boy. A boy who, no matter how brightly the world praised him, sometimes felt he was never enough. A boy who demanded more from himself than anyone else ever could. A boy whose heart carried the weight of not wanting to disappoint those who believed in him. And so he worked. And worked. And worked. Until that work transformed into magic that the world couldn't look away from. Becoming an inspiration to other idols. As Jungkook's name grew beyond Korea's borders, something incredible began to happen. more and more young idols, many of whom once watched him from afar, began to speak his name with reverence. Youngjun from Text once confessed, "Jungkook Young made me believe that hard work never goes unrewarded." He wasn't just talking about awards or fame. He was talking about the spirit, the discipline, the quiet sacrifices that few ever see. Nikki from Enhypen said with shining eyes, "I dream of being like Jungkook Young, perfect on stage." It wasn't perfection in the superficial sense. It was the kind of perfection born from true passion. From giving every ounce of your soul to every performance, every note, every step. Even Taemin, a senior, a legend himself, admitted humbly, "Jungkook is the example of how the next generation should be built." That was the magnitude of Jungkook's impact. He wasn't just admired. He was studied. He was revered. He became a blueprint for dreams. Proof that being genuine, being hardworking, could truly move mountains. And his presence didn't just inspire fans. It created a ripple effect through the entire industry. An entire generation of idols now dream bigger. And worked harder. Global domination. There came a time when the world realized Jungkook was no longer just a K-pop idol. He was a global phenomenon. A cultural ambassador. A symbol of excellence and resilience. When he stood solo on the World Cup stage in Qatar, and millions watching from every corner of the earth, Jungkook proved something profound. That he could stand alone. Without his members beside him. Without a safety net. And in doing so, he didn't just represent BTS. He represented a nation. A generation. A spirit. The pride of Korea. The hope of countless dreamers. The living testament that music, sincerity, and perseverance could transcend language, culture, and borders. And other idols. They didn't just admire him from a distance anymore. They dared to dream that maybe, just maybe, they too could one day stand where he stood. If they worked hard enough. If they believed deeply enough. Jungkook had become a living proof, a beacon of what was possible. Jungkook's philosophy, perfection through sincerity. What is the secret behind Jungkook's magic? Is it talent? Is it endless practice? Yes, but it's more than that. It's sincerity. It's a heart that never changes. In a world where fame can so easily distort the soul, where spotlights often lead to arrogance, Jungkook remains grounded. Humble. Grateful. Still in love with the same dream he had as a boy standing in the practice rooms of Seoul. He doesn't chase perfection for applause. He chases it because it's his way of honoring the gift he's been given. Because to him, the stage is sacred. The music is sacred. And every fan watching is sacred. That's why, for many young idols, Jungkook isn't just an idol. He's a role model. A reminder that success without sincerity is hollow. And that real greatness shines from the inside out. The future of a legend. What awaits Jungkook in the future? More records to break. More history to write. More stages to conquer. More hearts to touch. Because some stars don't just shine, they guide. They illuminate the dreams of others. They become part of the sky itself. In a world that constantly shifts, where trends come and go, one truth remains eternal. The power of a boy from Busan, who, armed with nothing but determination, sincerity, and love for music, has changed the world. And who continues, even now, to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Each one hoping to capture even a fraction of his light. He is not just the golden maknae. He is a golden legacy in the making. A living miracle. A reminder that no dream is too big. And no dreamer too small. Among the thousands of stars in the night sky, there is one light that never fades. Underscore and to the world, to ARMY, and to fellow idols. Jungkook is not just an inspiration. He is proof that miracles truly exist. Underscore. Thank you. See you next video.